life, and I couldn't be more impressed. My daughter was getting something from her locker when the cheerleading captain came up behind her with large scissors and cut her hair. Her hair reached to her waist and was thick, so she only managed to cut half of it. When my daughter realized what happened, she turned around and punched her in the boob as hard as she could. She came home, crying that her hair was botched, and told me what happened. We had to cut the other half and it left her with a bob. The next day, my daughter and I were called into the principal's office to meet with the girl and her mom and discuss my daughter's assault. The girl's mom was furious and said her daughter had to go to the hospital right after, and she couldn't do cheerleading for a week. Her mom wanted my daughter suspended and was planning to sue us. I told the principal my daughter's side of the story, and then we all watched the security camera footage to find out who was really in the wrong. We could clearly see her laughing while she cut a huge chunk of her hair. Apparently, when she told her mom what happened, she left that part out. I felt so much satisfaction as I watched my daughter turn around and hit her square in the nips. Even her ancestors felt that punch. We all looked at her mom and she was something your parents did that backfired to them horribly. I was 15 when my mom forced me to get a job. She said she will kick me out when I turn 18, like what grandma did to her. I worked, believing that by the time I turned 18, I would have enough money saved up. But then I found out I had almost nothing. My mom had been taking half of my earnings to help pay the rent and for the food I ate at home. On my 18th birthday, I came home to find all my belongings stuffed in black trash bags, left outside in the rain. I wasn't just mad that she kicked me out, but the fact she sold my 5-year-old dog on Craigslist too. I ended up living in shelters for months until my best friend's mother took me in. She took care of me until I graduated college. I eventually moved to a big city and worked my way up. At 28, I learned that my 55-year-old mother was now living in her car. After not seeing me for 10 years, she expected me to take her in. I told her she could find a job, reminding her she wasn't that old. She drained my late dad's life insurance money and didn't want to work. Told her to leave, then she threatened to burn my house down. Just told her she will rot in jail if she does that. She left. I felt nothing, not a single guilt or sadness.
For 20 years, I shared my birthday with my adopted sister, and yesterday my fiancé finally called out my parents for it. When I was 5, my parents adopted Paige from an orphanage. She was left at a church doorstep, so nobody knew her real birthday or even her exact age. One day before my 6th birthday, I asked when hers was. She looked sad and said she never had one. I told her that was awful and offered her one of my presents. My mom overheard the whole thing. She disappeared for an hour and came back with a second cake. She asked if I'd be willing to share my birthday with Paige since she didn't have one. She made it sound magical. 2 cakes, double the celebration. I loved my sister and didn't want her to feel left out, so I agreed. That decision destroyed the next 20 years of my life. At first, it was small things. Paige got to pick a theme one year, then she got a few extra presents the next year. My parents said it was to make up for her rough start in the orphanage. By the time I was 10, our shared birthday was completely hers. She picked everything. Princess themes, her favorite colors, her choice of restaurant. I got maybe 2 presents while she opened 15. When I turned 12, I asked why she got more presents. My dad said she'd been through trauma I couldn't understand, and they needed to make her feel secure. At 14, I stopped inviting friends, because watching them sing to Paige while I sat there invisible was humiliating. At 16, I told my parents I didn't want to celebrate anymore. I said birthdays were childish, and I was too mature for them. The truth was, I couldn't handle another year watching everyone fawn over her on my birthday while pretending I didn't exist. It was killing me inside, so I just stopped. I told myself it didn't matter, that I was being mature about it. For the next decade, I never celebrated my birthday. It would come and go, and I'd treat it like any other day. Then I met Shane 3 years ago. He's everything I needed, someone who actually sees me, who makes me feel valued. His family treats me better than my own ever did. Shane knew I didn't celebrate my birthday, but I never told him why. I just said it was too much work and he didn't push. Last week was the birthday dinner. Paige turned 26 or 25 or 27. Nobody actually knows. Shane had never been around for my birthday before, so he didn't know what to expect. We walked into my parents' house and there were balloons everywhere, a huge cake, presents stacked on the table, all for Paige. Everyone hugged her, wished her happy birthday, asked what she wanted to do that night. Nobody said a word to me. Shane noticed immediately. I could see his face change. Halfway through dinner, he asked my parents why they hadn't wished me happy birthday, even though I don't like celebrating. My mom laughed like it was a joke and said I gave up my birthday years ago, so there was nothing to celebrate. Shane stayed calm, but I could tell he was processing something. He turned to Paige and said it was interesting we were born on the same day. Paige explained she didn't actually know her real birthday, and that years ago I offered to share mine with her. Shane asked if it didn't bother her that I never got acknowledged on my birthday while she got everything. She shrugged and said I willingly gave it up, so she assumed I was totally fine with it. That's when Shane looked directly at my parents and said he didn't think I was okay with any of this. The table went silent. My mom's smile disappeared. She told Shane he was making a huge deal out of nothing. She looked at me and asked me to confirm that I was fine with everything, that I chose this. I sat there frozen, because in that moment I realized I wasn't fine with it. I'd been telling myself for years that I was mature, that I didn't need a birthday, that it didn't matter. But it did matter. I wanted one day, just one, where people celebrated me. I looked at my parents and said it would have been nice if Paige had gotten her own birthday all those years ago, instead of taking mine. My mom's face turned red. She said I was being selfish, that if I wanted a birthday I should have said something instead of sulking for over a decade. My dad said they couldn't believe I was making this about me when Paige had been through so much trauma. I felt tears building up, so I just went quiet. Shane grabbed my hand under the table. My parents have barely spoken to me since. They think I caused drama for no reason, that I'm jealous of Paige. Shane felt terrible. He kept apologizing for bringing it up, but when we left, he didn't take me home. He drove to the only ice cream place still open at 9 p.m. He bought a pint, stuck a candle in it because the ice cream was melting, and sang happy birthday to me in the parking lot. I cried, but for the first time in 20 years, someone actually celebrated me on my birthday. Now my wedding is in 2 days.
You know what, man? You got a lot of to call me up on my phone and talk about my fiance.
Well, first of all,
the size of the rock.
I'm just saying, man. She didn't mention you at all, and I'm not surprised because you sounded like a woman when you answered the phone. I thought I was talking to a chick.
You know what, dude? Who the are you? You're a bank teller, dude. You mean nothing. You take our money. That's all you do. You're not going to amount to anything in life.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned...
You're going to call me up? What?
No, I'm just saying it's funny that you mentioned the money thing because I looked at your account when she was in here and...
Yeah, what about it? I got more money than you, dude.
Oh, no, you don't, man. I saw, judging by the amount of money in your account, she probably deserves somebody who can take a little better care of her.
Yeah, whatever, man. You're a bank teller, dude. What do you know? You know how many bank accounts I've got? That's not the only account we have a bank account at, dude.
All right, Bill Gates, calm down. I'm just looking to see if she's around. Can I talk to her?
Hell no, you can't talk to her. This is my phone, dude. And if you ever call this number again looking for my fiance, your fucking teeth are going to be in the back of your freaking throat, dude.
Hey, man, it's not my fault she came into my bank and was all flirty. You know, I told her I played in a band, right?
Your band? What kind of band do you play?
Our teacher told a classmate to stop smelling like her culture, and my mom's response was legendary. In 6th grade, there was an Indian girl in our class who got teased because of how she smelled. She didn't smell bad. It was the scent of Indian food. One day, our teacher pulled her into the hallway for one of her infamous talks, which were either about bullying or being bullied. When the teacher came back, she addressed the whole class and said she'd told the girl her family should consider eating more American foods during the week and save their traditional dishes for the weekend. Even as an 11-year-old, I was stunned. Is she serious? I thought. The girl looked mortified, and the whole room was silent. That evening, I told my mom what happened. My mom, who was half Syrian, didn't hesitate. She packed me Syrian lunches for school the next day and immediately called the teacher, absolutely ripping into her. I didn't hear everything she said, but I know she made it clear how offensive and wrong her comments were. The teacher apologized to the class the following day and, most importantly, to the little girl. It didn't erase the damage, but for the first time, I saw how powerful it is to stand up for someone. My mom's actions made sure that teacher, and everyone else, thought twice before suggesting someone tone down their culture to fit in. My sister wants me to rename my dog because she's naming her baby the same thing. I have a 3-year-old golden retriever named Charlie, and he's been with me since he was a puppy. The name suits him perfectly. He's playful, energetic, and everyone loves him. Recently, during a family dinner, my sister, who's pregnant with her first child, announced that she and her husband are naming their baby boy, Charlie. At first, I didn't think much of it, but after dinner, she pulled me aside and asked if I would consider renaming my dog. She said it would be weird and confusing to have a baby and a dog named Charlie, and that I should change his name before the baby arrives. I was stunned. Charlie's been my dog's name for 3 years. It's who he is, and he responds to it. I told her I wasn't going to change it, but she got upset and argued that it would cause confusion at family gatherings when both the dog and her son respond to Charlie. I suggested she could give her son a nickname or call him something different at home, but she insists I'm the one who should change the dog's name because dogs don't care what they're called. My dad thinks it's ridiculous.